Afrobeat news. So Wizkid during the last night of the O2 experience brought out a very special guest in the person of Ckay. And personally, I feel like that was a very, very well played power move that Wizkid made at the O2 Arena. And I feel fans may have taken notice. Guys, let me explain, right? Wizkid so far have had one of his best years ever with the Accent song being released. It has dominated global charts and it's one of the most global songs to ever come out of Africa, right? And Wizkid has definitely received a lot of praises for that, a lot of applause for that. And Wizkid FC have always, used that as a bragging right. The Accent song, how global it is, has been a bragging right for the Wizkid FC. Now that was up until, Ckay came along and Ckay started showing that he could pull just as much number or even better numbers than Wizkid in terms of the global front. Now Ckay dropped the song Love Quantity that went super global, right? Thanks to Asia, those countries over there really did a lot for Ckay to really get the ball rolling for Love Quantity. So Love Quantity ended up becoming a very, very global hit that has also been dominating charts as good or even better than Accent song have been doing. And because of that, there's been this kind of comparison and sometimes rivalry between Wizkid FC and Ckay fans as well as Davido's fans. Now, Wizkid FC, they feel like, Wizkid should not be in any way be compared with Ckay. Like Wizkid's success is at a different level. Wizkid has been doing this for years and the consistency has shown over the years. Wizkid has been able to produce hits after hits, and Accent song is just one hit in a catalog or in a large body of several hits. Why Ckay is just this relative newcomer in the industry that just have one hit, and even sometimes Wizkid FC go as far as saying that he's looking like a one hit wonder, whatsoever the case might be. So there have always been that rivalry in the sense that they feel like Wizkid should never be compared with Ckay, because Ckay, they feel is just lucky to get this one big song and that's just pretty much it. However, now Davido's fans, which I would explain to you the reason why Davido's fans are involved in this, right? Davido's fans, they feel like Ckay is a product of Davido. In fact, they feel like Ckay is Davido's boy because Davido was the first major artist in Nigeria to show Ckay real love. Featured Ckay, gave Ckay platform, and Ckay has always hanged with the 30BG guys for some time now. So yeah, with that said, Davido's fans have always felt like Ckay was a product of Davido. So Ckay's success is a product of Davido's success. So the whole we rise by lifting others kind of thing, they have always played in to Ckay's success in the industry. So even though that this year, right, 2021, Davido did not do much in terms of the global aspect of things. He didn't really release a song that went super global like Wizkid with the Accents. Davido fan base have always consoled themselves with Ckay's success, in the sense that Ckay at least did really well with Love Quantity. So that has been there's been this constant, friction between these fan base, Wizkid FC with Davido fans and Ckay fans. Now Ckay fans, we can't really say for sure because Ckay has not really developed a really strong following right now, really die-hard Ckay fans. So I would say most likely most of these people are actually Davido's fans that are in support of Ckay. And one thing with music and artists, you guys need to understand is that fans, most of the time, when they have a very special artist or artist that they think they really like or love, they feel like this artist can do no wrong. This artist is one of the best in the world. And that's how, Wizkid FC feels about Wizkid. Wizkid is one of the best in the world. Wizkid is one of the best Afrobeat artists in the world, hence then that's how they feel about Wizkid. And the fans that support Ckay, most likely they feel like that. And that is the reason why they feel the need to compare Ckay with Wizkid and feel like Ckay can match up with Wizkid. Any which way, with Wizkid bringing out Ckay on stage. Now, I'm not trying to say that it wasn't genuine, right? It may as well have been very genuine, move by Wizkid to bring out Ckay on stage and just show him love, right? But whatever way it is, whether it's not genuine or genuine, what Wizkid pretty much did is to bring up Ckay and kind of show the power dynamic. He's pretty much bringing out this young kid in front of the biggest audience of his life, showing that at the end of the day, look, Wizkid can pull the fans. Wizkid, can shut down shows, and he has to come up on the O2 in front of 20,000 capacity and support a younger artist, a newer artist that, probably is coming to one of the biggest audience in his life. So By Wizkid doing that, in the eyes of the fans, Wizkid just appears bigger in the sense that, look, this is Wizkid shutting down the old 2 in front of 20,000 capacity. Fans all came out for him. Now he's putting up this younger artist that is new in the industry, just have one big hit song, but it cannot really pull out crowds. So he's bringing out Ckay and it's really establishing dominance. So that's how this appears in the eyes of the fans. Now, I would liken what Wizkid did with Ckay to what Drake did with J. Cole. Now, J. Cole fan base feel like J. Cole is one of the best in the world. They feel like J. Cole is better than any other rapper in the world, including Drake. Of course, Drake fan base feel otherwise, feel like Drake is one of the best. Drake is better than every other rapper. Now, what has Drake done over the years? Drake has constantly showed J. Cole like love when he has his mega shows and all of that. He comes in and he supports J. Cole, brings J. Cole on stage and all of that. To a point where J. Cole, I guess, in an act to show gratitude, ended up admitting that Drake is one of the best in the world or is better than him. And that in the eyes of the fans just made the fans feel like, oh man, if my favorite artist is feeling like there's someone better than him, that means, yes, this guy's really the best. So by Wizkid bringing out Ckay, he really just showed the power dynamic. He really just showed that, look, I'm the bigger guy right now. I'm the biggest artist right now, supporting this younger guy that just, coming to the game. So in the eyes of the fans are looking at it and the fans are like, wow. Well, my favorite artist really, really respect this guy and has to come to this guy's show to, have his biggest audience. That means really this guy is one of the biggest in the game. So that is how things are playing in the eyes of the fans. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that I'm against, artists coming out to perform for artists coming out to support artists. That's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say right now is that in this particular situation, with the already existing narrative going on between the Wizkid FC, the Ckay fans, and the Davido fans, it just kind of come up that way where Wizkid is trying to show dominance, show that, look, he's a bigger artist and is giving these younger guys a platform to get the wider audience. So at this point in time, the Spotify numbers no longer matters. All the records, all of the gold, platinum, and all of that Ckay has gotten, all over the world doesn't really matter because Wizkid is out here giving Ckay the biggest audience of his life ever. So Wizkid just made himself look like one of the bigger artists, the bigger guys that have to step in for the younger guys. Anyway, guys, that's one of the factors. Another thing that we have to understand is that the case with Davido, right? Personally, I don't know if Wizkid and Davido actually have beef right now. All I know is that in the eyes of the public, Wizkid and Davido, they don't seem to be in the best of terms, on good terms, right? And now, people have always likened Ckay to Davido. They feel like, like I said earlier on, Davido brought Ckay up into the game. Ckay is pretty much Davido's boy, so Ckay's success is Davido's success. Now, what Wizkid just did by bringing up Ckay on stage is that Wizkid has inserted himself into Ckay's success story. So now fans are going to be like, you look, Wizkid actually supported Ckay and brought Ckay in front of the biggest audience in Ckay's life. So let's say if Ckay go on to do great things and become more global, one of the biggest global stars ever, people are also going to say, look, it was Wizkid that gave Ckay the biggest platform in his life ever, before Ckay become this big. So Wizkid was instrumental in Ckay's success, and most of the time they would neglect that Davido was there with Ckay, gave him the first, his first platform, gave him a lot of support when he was not yet as big as he is right now. So what Wizkid did is to insert himself in that Ckay's success narrative such that now nobody can say, oh, Ckay is Davido's boy, or Ckay belongs to Davido's camp. Now it's like, look, Ckay doesn't really belong to Davido's camp because Ckay can come out and perform in a Wizkid show. So this has put Davido at a disadvantage, especially the fans. Now, I don't really think that Davido really cares about some of these things, but the fans of Davido will be like, okay, now they can't really claim Ckay as theirs because Wizkid pretty much just brought Ckay on stage, show him so much love, and now it feels like Wizkid is like, Ckay is part of the Wizkid brand as well, if you get what I mean. So yeah, that's pretty much what Wizkid just did. He just really changed the narrative, showed a bit of dominance in the industry by showing that he's a bigger artist. He's supporting these younger cats by bringing them in the front of, bigger and larger audience, and he's a supporter of the culture as well. At the same time, it made it feel like Ckay doesn't have any form of loyalty to Davido's fan base, because Ckay is a free agent, is out there, he's willing to work with every other artist, so no particular fan base or fan group can claim Ckay right now. But guys, tell me what you think about this particular thing that happened at the O2. And let me play you guys Ckay's performance at the O2. It was really, really nice. Ckay came in, did the whole guitar thing, then went to full-blown performance. Anyway, guys, without much talk, roll it.
Make some noise for Ckay! If you leave me, I go die. I swear, you are like the oxygen I need to survive. Ow. Loving the daughter in I am so obsessed. I want to chop your body. Your body never come see. Open up, make I see. You me love one city. We make a bad man sing. Oh, make some noise.
So guys, yeah, tell me about your thoughts on Wizkid bringing out Ckay. Do you think it was a power play or power move like I do feel? Or do you think it was just a normal Wizkid supporting another artist? Or do you think it's both? And aside from that, what do you think about Ckay's performance at the O2 Arena? And guys, don't forget to like and subscribe, as well as turn on post notifications, and stay tuned for more Afrobeats related entertainment and just coming at you. I'm also now, guys. Peace.